I don't want to get too close to you, spectacular girl. And I'm spectacular boy.
Well, it's good to see everybody here tonight. I'm glad you all came back to watch Bible Hero Alliance battle against evil too.
Spectacular girl. It looks like everybody came back, and looks like they probably brought some friends with them.
I see some new people.
That's right. A lot of new faces out there. Hey, how many of you kids out there are Spectacular Boy fans? I want to hear you. How many of you are Spectacular Boy fans?
How about the Spectacular Girl fans?
They're louder. They like you better, Spectacular Girl.
All right.
That's awesome. Well, kids, you remember yesterday when we learned about Abraham the Old, how God promised Abraham and his wife Sarah a son in their old age, and he gave them a son named Isaac.
Now, Isaac had two sons, Jacob and Esau. Even though Esau was the oldest, Jacob received the inheritance.
That's right. Well, Jacob tricked his dad out of the inheritance.
That's right. Now, Jacob had two wives and 12 children total. The second youngest name was Joseph, and Joseph is our first hero of the night.
I call him Joseph, the dream catcher.
Dream catcher. Not too bad. I like it.
Really?
I do. I like it.
Now, is that like the first one you've liked that I've had?
Maybe.
Well, thanks.
I like it.
I'm glad. Well, anyway, Joseph was his dad's favorite son. And because of this, his brothers hated him.
One morning, Joseph had something exciting to tell his brothers.
I had the strangest dream last night.
Oh, yeah? What'd you dream about?
Well, in my dream, we were all out in the field binding sheaves. Then suddenly, my sheaf rose up and stood tall, while your sheaves, well, they gathered around and bowed down to my sheaf.
Really? You think you're gonna rule over us?
I just wanted to tell you my dream.
Oh, Daddy's favorite little boy ruling over
You're
us.
not gonna rule over anybody.
Yeah, matter of fact, we're getting a little bit tired of hearing your voice. Hey, why don't you just get out of here?
Yeah, run to Daddy.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Joseph's brothers were filled with hatred and jealousy.
They couldn't say one good word to him.
One day, Joseph's father asked him to go out into the field and check on his brothers.
The brothers saw him coming from a distance.
Hey, look, here comes our little dreamer boy.
He's probably gonna report us to Father.
I just can't stand him.
I'm getting so tired of hearing from him.
Let's teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
Hello, brothers.
Well, hello, dreamer boy. We are so glad to see you.
You are?
Yes, we are.
What are you doing?
We're gonna teach you a lesson. That's
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's it. Yeah, hey, let's go get the other brothers. They're gonna enjoy seeing this. Yeah.
Joseph's brothers threw him in a pit.
Yeah. Originally, his brothers thought they might kill him, but later they decided they would sell him.
They sold him to travelers who were headed to Egypt.
That's right. And when Joseph got to Egypt, he was sold to a man named Potiphar.
Now, Joseph kept a great attitude, and soon God blessed him and put him in charge of everything in Potiphar's household.
But then Joseph was accused of something that he did not do.
Guards, take him away. Put him in prison.
I didn't do anything wrong.
You expect me to believe the words of a slave over my own wife? Get him out of my face. Take him away.
Joseph did nothing wrong. Well, it was Potiphar's wife who told a lie about him.
Even though our hero, Joseph, the dream catcher, was thrown into prison, he kept a good attitude.
That's right. Well, when he was in prison, he became a leader there, and he helped out all the other prisoners, including two of Pharaoh's servants, one the cupbearer and the other the baker.
Now, Joseph was able to interpret the baker and the cupbearer's dreams. Well, after he interpreted the cupbearer's dream, the cupbearer got out of prison and went back to the palace and forgot all about what Joseph did for him.
And Joseph was very disappointed. And after 2 somewhat agonizing years, something incredible happened.
Joseph, I hear you have the ability to interpret people's dreams.
It is not I, but God will give Pharaoh a favorable answer.
Well, in my dream, there were 7 large, attractive, healthy cows. But they were soon swallowed up by 7 weak, unhealthy, dying cows. Well, in another dream, there were 7 tall, strong, healthy stalks of corn. But they were soon swallowed up by 7 withering, dried up, dying ears and stalks of corn.
The dreams of Pharaoh are one. God has revealed to Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good cows and the 7 good years are 7 years. Likewise, the 7 ugly cows and the 7 empty years are 7 years of famine. There will come upon the land of Egypt 7 years of great plenty. Everyone will prosper. But following that, there will come 7 years of famine, a famine like the world has never seen before. It will consume the entire land. Now let Pharaoh appoint a discerning and wise man over the whole land of Egypt, and let him foresee to put overseers of the land. Let a bunch of food be kept up during the 7 years of plenty, and let that food be kept as a reserve against the 7 years of famine.
Since your God has shown all of this to you, well, I find no one as wise and discerning as you. You shall be the one to rule over all of Egypt. And nothing will happen without your consent. Here, my signet ring for you. Get some royal clothes on him. Put a gold chain around his neck and get my 2nd chariot ready for him.
Thank you, Pharaoh, for your willingness to listen to God.
He became the second in command, and during the 7 years of plenty, he stored up plenty of grain.
So that when the 7 years of famine came, Egypt was ready. Well, the famine, it was all over the earth.
So people from the distant lands had to come to Egypt for food. And soon, Joseph's brothers had to come to Egypt for food as well. But when they got there, they did not recognize him.
You see, at first, Joseph did not reveal his identity to his brothers, and he tested them a couple times. And he found out that his brothers were no longer selfish.
I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?
Joseph.
Don't worry. Come closer. God sent me here to preserve life. What you meant for evil, God has worked out for good. I forgive you.
Joseph, my brother.
Joseph. Is my father Jacob still alive?
Yes, he is, and doing well.
Good. Bring him here at once, and the entire family, so I can provide for them here in Egypt.
Yes.
Joseph brought his whole family to Egypt and took care of them.
And they lived there for many, many years until they died. Now, through Joseph's family, there rose many people, and they became known as the Israelites. Their numbers grew and grew.
But then arose a new king who did not know Joseph or the Israelites or where they came from. Well, he thought there was too many of them, so he decided to make them slaves.
That's right, and he ordered all the midwives to kill the Israelite baby boys that were born.
But the midwives feared God more than they did the king, so they did not kill any of the babies. Do you hear that?
Yes, it sounds like a baby.
It does sound like a baby. Go and see.
Yes, it is a baby, Princess.
Oh, look. This must be an Israelite baby.
Your Highness, would you like me to find an Israelite woman to nurse the baby?
Yes. Go find someone for me.
Now, spectacular girl. There was a Levite and his wife that had a baby boy, and they hid him as long as they could.
And then they placed him in the river of Nile so they would be saved.
And that's what you just saw, the baby being saved. And do you know who raised that baby? His mother did. She did until he was about 4 years old.
And then he went to go live in the palace as the princess's son, and she named him Moses.
Moses, Riverman.
Riverman?
Yeah, Riverman. Well, he was found in the River Nile, as we just saw, and later he does some pretty miraculous things in a river. I mean, don't you see?
I guess.
Moses, Riverman.
Okay. Moses the Riverman.
Well, anyway, as Moses grew up, he began to see some things that he didn't like. He saw the way the Egyptians were treating the Israelites, his people.
One day, he saw an Egyptian beating an Israelite, and he struck down that Egyptian.
That's right. And when news of this got to Pharaoh, he sought out to capture Moses. But Moses had fled to the land of Midian, where he became a shepherd.
And when he was on the mountain shepherding, he saw something incredible.
Unbelievable. The bush is on fire, but it is not being consumed.
Do not come any nearer. Take off your sandals, for you are standing on holy ground. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac and Jacob. I have seen the pain of my people, how they are treated by the Egyptians. I have heard their cries. I will send you to Pharaoh to bring my people out of Egypt.
But who am I that I should go to Pharaoh to bring the Israelites out of Egypt?
I will be with you and will give you signs to show them.
Moses, Riverman, finally agreed to stand before Pharaoh.
As long as his brother did most of the talking.
And when he did stand before Pharaoh, he said, "Pharaoh, let my people go." But Pharaoh's heart was hard, and he said, "I will not let your people go. In fact, I will make them work twice as hard."
And since Pharaoh refused, God had Moses start sending plagues over Egypt. Now, each time, Pharaoh would agree to let the people go, but at the end of the plague, he would refuse.
Extra, extra, read all about it. All the water in Egypt has turned to blood. P.U. Extra, extra, read all about frogs, frogs, and more frogs. Extra, extra, read all about it. Gnats are everywhere. Extra, extra, read all about it. Flies have attacked Egypt. Extra, extra, read all about it. Livestock diseased and dying rapidly. Gross. Extra, extra, read all about it. A contagious boil virus infects all of Egypt. Extra, 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 read all about it. Deadly hailstorms are killing everyone and everything outside. Extra, extra, read all about it. Locusts eating everything.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Complete darkness covers Egypt.
Oh no, what happened? I can't see. Extra, extra, read all about it. All the newborns in Egypt have died. Extra, extra, read all about it. Pharaoh has let the Israelites go.
The Israelites were finally free. freed.
Yeah, free. But then Pharaoh changed his mind again. And he sent his armies out, and he sent his chariots out after the Israelites.
When they saw the Egyptian army following, they were terrified. They looked to Moses, what do we do? And Moses said, trust in God's power, and he will provide.
And you know what? God did something truly amazing.
Today, see the amazing power of God as he parts the sea. Go forward, Israel!
Look, Dad, water. It's stuck on both sides.
Yes, God is doing it.
Look, Mom, the ground is dry. How is that possible?
With God, everything is possible.
When Moses got across and they saw the Egyptian army following, well, he put out his staff again and let the waters come rushing down.
Yes, God provided miraculously for the Israelites many times over. But because of their disobedience, they were made to wander in the desert for 40 years. Now, near the end of this time, Moses died. And Joshua took over as their leader and led them to the promised land.
And he took them to the city of Jericho, where the walls were tall and nearly impossible to get in.
That's right. But also God talked to Joshua and told him, march your armies around the city of Jericho one time each day, making no noise.
And on that seventh day, you march 7 times around.
Shout, O Israel, for God has given you the city, and the city and everything that is in it has been devoted to God for destruction. Only Rahab and those that are within her house shall live. Attack!
Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Woo! Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down. Ooh, the walls come tumbling down. Oh, mama, the walls come tumbling down. Oh, walls come tumbling down.
Okay, that's good. They got it. Good job.
Oh, sorry, I was kind of lost in the moment there.
That's all right. Now, after the Battle of Jericho, God led the Israelites onto many more victories over many more armies.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And eventually Joshua did pass away, like all the others. And it was this time that there were many judges seated over Israel.
There was one judge whose name was Samson.
Samson the Hulk. Ugh!
Wait a minute. That sounds like somebody I already know. The Incredible Hulk?
Well, yeah, they were kind of alike. I mean, Samson would get really, really mad, and then he'd beat up people.
Yeah, he would do that. But Samson's strength came from God. And Samson wasn't green.
Samson wasn't green?
No, he wasn't green.
Uh-oh.
Why, uh-oh.
Where's all your strength now?
Yeah.
You don't look so tough to me. You go first.
Yeah.
No, you go.
Yeah, maybe are you so...
Samson got his power from God.
Spectacular, boy. Why was Samson green?
Oh, was he green? I didn't notice he was green.
Was he green? I saw it. He was green.
It must have been the lights or something.
Lights, right. Anyway, boys and girls, we learned about many heroes tonight. Do you remember who they were? Do you remember? First, we had Joseph, the dream catcher, who kept a good attitude through tough times and with his evil brothers.
And Moses, the riverman, who was courageous against the evil Pharaoh and led his people out of Egypt.
And Joshua,
the wall breaker, wall breaker.
who led his people against the evil city of Jericho.
Yeah, and then there was Samson the Hulk, who beat up all those evil Philistines for the Israelites.
Now all you guys come back tomorrow and we will see many more exciting things.
Yeah, like kings and giants and lions.
And my favorite, a queen.
A queen?
A queen.
That's nice. Everybody
come back and find out who that is.
I hope to see all you little superheroes back here again tomorrow night.
We'll see you. Good night.
Good night.